So program for multiplication of two matrices. Okay, so first let us discuss how it can be performed mathematically, then we'll write the program. Okay, so if we have two matrices like A and B, for example, we have one matrix here. Okay, say 1 2 1 2, a 2 by 2 matrix I am taking here. Okay, so then this matrix must be multiplied with the second matrix, say 3 4 3 4, both 2 by 2 I am taking here actually. So then when you multiply this, you have to multiply each row with each column. This is how it should be performed. Yes or no? Okay, so then the resultant matrix elements you will get like this. Okay, so 1 multiplied by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 3. This is the element you will get here. Okay, so similarly then again first row multiplied with the second column, then you will get element here. Okay, so it is 1 multiplied by 4 plus 2 multiplied by 4. Yes or no? Same is the case. Then follow with the second row multiplied by each column here. Okay, so again you will get the same thing here, 1 multiplied by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 3 here. Then again the second row multiplied with the second column. So that means 1 multiplied by 4 plus 2 multiplied by 4. Okay, so this is the resultant product matrix we will get. Okay, so how you are doing mathematically, the same procedure must be performed by your program. Okay, so you have to write instructions such that your program performs this kind of a calculation. Okay, and you know, whenever you have to multiply two matrices, so you have to check the order of two matrices, yes or no. Okay, so if one matrix is of size 3 by 3 and another matrix is of size 2 by 2, okay, so then multiplication is not possible. You cannot do multiplication. Yes or no? Okay, because the column of a first matrix must be equal to the rows of a second matrix. Number of columns of a first matrix should be equal to number of rows of a second matrix. Then only multiplication is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. We cannot do. Okay, so this condition also you must check. If multiplication is possible, then only your program should do this type of a calculation. Otherwise, it should display not possible. Multiplication not possible. Okay, so like this, we need to write the program here. Okay, so here what we do is to store these rows and columns of first matrix and second matrix. What we do is we take different variables R1 and C1. Okay, R1 indicates rows of a first matrix and C1 indicates columns of a first matrix. Similarly, we take another two variables R2 and C2. R2 indicates rows of a second matrix and C2 indicates columns of a second matrix. Okay, so these variables will take. Anyhow, we know we need to take a 3 2 by 2 or 3 two-dimensional arrays for storing these three matrices. Okay, so first two-dimensional array A, second two-dimensional array B, and the third two-dimensional array C. Okay, so like this, three two-dimensional arrays we need to declare. Okay, so then these variables, similarly, we need another two variables like I, J, and K, because we require three loops here for performing multiplication of two matrices. Okay, right? So now we write the program for this. Okay, so this is mathematical calculation I have shown here. Now we'll move on to the program. Right, so what is the next step to be performed? Include the header file. Include the header file. Okay, so then write the main function, then begin the main. Okay, so here you know you require three two-dimensional arrays. Okay, so A of size 5 by 5 or 10 by 10 you can declare. Okay, so then B of a size 5 by 5 then C of a size 5 by 5 you declare. Okay, I'm taking just 5 by 5, you can even declare. Then these are the 3 two-dimensional arrays we required. Okay, so then other variables now you declare here. Okay, so R1 indicates rows of first matrix, C1 indicates columns of a first matrix, R2 indicates rows of second matrix, and C2 indicates columns of a second matrix, number of columns of second matrix. Similarly, we require 3 loop control variables I, J, K here. Okay, right? And here one more thing is you initialize your two-dimensional array to 0. Initialize two-dimensional array to 0 like this. Okay, so I told in one-dimensional or two-dimensional array, if you give only one element, then remaining elements will be initialized to 0. Okay, so here what happens, I am providing only one element. 5 by 5 means 25 elements I need to supply there. Okay, but only providing 0, 1, 0. Then remaining 24 also initialized to zeros. That means this entire matrix, C matrix, is initialized to 0. Okay, otherwise what happens, garbage values will present. Okay, so why I am initializing, I'll tell you. That means your C matrix will be of this type, initialized with all zeros. Okay, now, so after declaring all the variables, okay, so first ask the user to enter rows and columns of a first matrix. So just you can write along with me so that it gives you enough practice for writing. This is important program. Okay, so enter, say, rows and columns of first matrix. Okay, so he entered some 2 by 2 or some matrix 2 he enters. So now read those rows and columns. Okay, say percentage D, then percentage D, comma, address of, where to store first matrix rows R1 in variable and columns store in variable C1. Okay, R1 C1 indicates rows and columns of first matrix. Okay, so then ask the user to enter those many elements. Okay, so now you say enter percentage D elements of first matrix. Percentage D elements of a first matrix. Okay, so percentage D should take how many elements? R1 multiplied by C1. R1 multiplied by C1 value. Okay, so for example, if it is M by N, means M into N, we said in the last program. Okay, so user enters, say for example, if rows and columns of first matrix are 2, 2. Okay, so then 4 elements user has to enter. Okay, you know the code for reading elements into the matrix. So for reading elements into two-dimensional array, we require 2 for loops. The outer for loop for keeping track of number of rows. Okay, so how we'll write outer for loop? For I is equal to 0, I should be less than rows, number of rows. Okay, number of rows of first matrix is R1. Okay, so then I plus plus. This is for keeping track of rows of the first matrix. Then again use another for loop for keeping track of number of columns. Okay, so how we'll write second for loop? For j is equal to 0, then j less than number of columns of first matrix. What is the variable here? This C1. Okay, so then say j plus plus. Now using these 2 for loops, use a scanf function to read the values. Okay, so scanf. Now you say percentage D, comma, address of, where to store first matrix. What is the name of first matrix? A of ij. So store at A of ij. Now this is the code for reading elements into the first matrix. Clear? Okay, so when you get enter rows and columns of first matrix, assume that you have entered 2, 2. Okay, so then enter percentage D, 4 elements of first matrix. Okay, so these 2 for loops together reads elements into the first matrix in this form, like this 1, 2, 1, 2 you have entered. So 4 elements will be stored in this form, in the first matrix, in this form. Clear? Okay. Now, so first matrix we have. Then similarly, you have to read the second matrix. Okay. So same code you can write again. So here what I am doing, I am just copying the same code. Now you can write on your own. Okay. So now ask the user to enter elements of a second matrix. Okay. So give message, see, enter rows and columns of a second matrix. Second matrix. Okay. So he enters two numbers, say for example 2 by 2 again, or 2 by 4 something he enters. Okay. So where to store those rows and columns, in which variables? R2 and C2. Rows and columns we are storing in two variables called R2 and C2. Okay. So now ask the user to enter percentage the elements of a second matrix. Percentage the elements of a second matrix. Okay. So what is the number to be taken by percentage D here? R2 multiplied by C2. Okay. So now use the same two for loops, but this time I should be less than number of rows of second matrix and J should be less than number of columns of second matrix, that is R2 C2. And where to store the elements? In second two-dimensional array. What is the name of second two-dimensional array? B of ij. Store into address of B of ij. So like this, now you have read first element matrices and second element matrices. Okay, so assume that now you have two matrices A and B in this form. Okay, so two matrices are in this form now. Okay, so now you have to do this multiplication. Okay, so you have to do this multiplication and store the result in a C. Clear? Okay, so now see how it can be performed in program. Okay, so now what I am doing is I am writing a comment here. Code for multiplication of two matrices. Now whatever I am writing, that code performs multiplication of two matrices. Okay, so that you will come to know. Now here what you need to do is try to observe here. That means in first matrix A, you have to multiply each row with each column of B. Okay, that means you have to repeat the number of rows of a first matrix. Okay, so you have to repeat the calculation for a number of rows of a first matrix. Okay, so whenever there is repeated calculation, you have to use for loop. Okay, so the first for loop, you have to keep track of first matrix number of rows. Okay, so how to keep track of number of rows of first matrix? Use a for loop. For I is equal to 0, then I less than number of rows of first matrix. What is the variable? R1. Okay, so then I plus plus. Okay, so this loop repeats for each row of a first matrix. Then each row must be multiplied by each column of a second matrix. That means you have to repeat another loop for a number of columns of a second matrix. Okay, so for that you have to write another for loop here. Okay, so for j is equals to 0. Okay, so then j less than number of columns of second matrix. What is that? C2. Okay, so then say j plus plus. Okay, so then we'll move on to next page. Okay, so what I do is this code I write in a separate page so that we can view this easily. Okay, right. So here, if you see the multiplication, you have to repeat the first matrix for number of rows. Okay, one for loop, outer loop we'll use. Another for loop for number of columns of a second matrix. Okay, so then if you observe this calculation, here, just see here, if you observe this calculation, so what we are doing here, we are multiplying each element of first matrix with each column of a second matrix. Okay, so that means you have to do this repetitive multiplication. Okay, so for doing a repeated multiplication, again we require another for loop here. Okay, so for doing that repeated multiplication, we require another for loop. Okay, so that means in outer for loop we have inner for loop. In this we have another for loop. Okay, so you require for, now see here, for k is equals to 0, then k should be less than, now k should, now see here, so it is 1 multiplied by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, so that means either it can be repeated for each element of a first matrix or for each element of a second matrix. Okay, so that means either the number of columns of first matrix or number of rows of second matrix. Okay, so this k should be less than either both of any of them. Okay, either C1 or C2. Okay, so better you use a C1 here so that you can remember here R1, C2, C1. Okay, otherwise R1, C2, R2 also you can use here. Anyone you can use. Okay, so R2 also you can use. Then K plus plus. Then K plus plus. Okay, now how that multiplication can be performed here. Okay, so this multiplication can be performed by writing a statement like this. So where you have to store the resultant? You have to store resultant element in a C of ij position. Okay, C of ij is equals to C of ij plus, okay, now see A of ik. First you have to multiply with ik, row position of first matrix, multiplied by column position of second matrix. B of kj you have to write here. Okay, so I'll show you how these three loops performs and generates the multiplication matrix. Okay, now this is the statement you need to remember. C of ij is equal to C of ij plus A of ik into B of kj. K should come in the middle. Okay, A of ik plus B of kj here. Okay, right. So this code generates this multiplication of these two matrices. Okay, now I'll show the same thing here, calculation here itself. Just see here. For one element of a C matrix, I repeat here. Okay, now if we take the same two matrices, just try to understand how multiplication is performed by using these three for loops. Okay, so I am taking the first matrix here. Okay, so first matrix I am taking here 1 2 1 2. Okay, then multiplied by second matrix. Assume that both are 2 by 2 matrices. Okay, then the second matrix is 3 4, then say 3 4. Okay, so then the third matrix, how it performs, just see here. So third matrix, you have stored all zeros in this 0 0. This is your C matrix. Okay, so this is matrix A, this is matrix B, and you have C matrix. Here you need to perform that calculation. Okay, so how it performs, just see, keep track of I value, J value, and K value here. Okay, now see here. So first this loop starts. For I is equal to 0, I value becomes 0 here. 0 less than R1. Okay, so this is 2 by 2, and this is also 2 by 2. Okay, so R1 is true. 0 less than 2, yes. When this is true, it enters into the second for loop. Okay, so again J is equal to 0. J less than 2, yes, true. When this is true, it enters this third for loop. Okay, so then K is equal to 0. K less than 2, yes. Now it enters this statement. Okay, so first innermost for loop will be executed first until it becomes false. This innermost loop will be executed. This innermost loop we are using for generating this calculation. Okay, now see here what happens. C of ij is equal to, what are ij values? 0 0. C of 0 0. That means this element now I am calculating here. Just see here this element. Okay, So is equal to C of 0, 0. C of 0, 0 is what? 0 plus, now see here, A of ik, what are I and k values? 0, 0. A of 0, 0, what is there in A of 0, 0? 1. It is nothing but 1 multiplied by, sorry, this is multiplied by, this symbol is multiplication. Okay, so A of ik into multiplied by B of kj here. Okay, so A of 0, 0 means 1 multiplied by B of 0, k value is 0, j value is 0, B of 0, 0. Okay, so what is B of 0, 0 value? What is B of 0, 0 value? It is 3 here. Okay, so 1 multiplied by 3. Okay, so this result I am going to store in a C of 0, 0. Okay, so what happens here? 0 plus 1 into 3. 0 plus 1 into 3. 1 into 3 is 3. Okay, so that means this first calculation I have performed here. I have performed this first calculation. See, 1 multiplied by 3. This thing I did here. Okay, the same thing I have shown here. See here, 1 multiplied by 3. 1 multiplied by this 3. This first element multiplied by first element I did. Okay, and where I am storing this 1 into 3 is 3. Okay, so that means now 3 will be stored here. So at this place 3 will be stored here. Okay, so 3 will be stored here. Okay, now so then again control goes back to this k plus plus. Innermost loop first exits, I told. Okay, it executes the innermost loop first. K plus plus. Now k becomes a 1 here. So k value becomes a 1 here. Okay, so 1 less than 2. Just see here, 1 less than 2. Yes. Okay, true. So then again performs this calculation. C of ij, what are ij values? 0, 0. C of 0, 0. That means I am going to store in this location. Okay, so what is the number? C of ij, C of 0, 0. What is the present value here? C of 0, 0 is 3 plus, now see here. So what I am going to do? Now I have to multiply the second element of this first row multiplied with the second element of this. This I have to do. Okay, now just see here. A of ik, what is ik value? I is 0, k is 1. 0, 1. 0, 1 means what is the element? This is 2. Okay, so 2 multiplied by B of kj. What is k value? 1, j value is 0. B of 1, 0. Okay, so this is row 1 and column 0. What is the element here? This is 3. So multiplied by 3. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, so where I am going to store that 9? C of 0, 0. So here I am going to store that 9 here. Okay, so 9 will be stored here. 9 will be stored here. Okay, so then again control goes to k plus plus. K value becomes now 2. K value becomes now 2. 2 less than 2, false. Now see here, 2 less than 2, false. That means when this inner for loop, innermost for loop is repeatedly executing, okay, so that means now you are performing this calculation. That means each row with each element you are multiplying each element of a second matrix. Okay, row multiplied by column you are performing. For that multiplication you are using this innermost for loop. Clear? Okay, so now see here. So j is equal to 0. That means now this first element you have calculated here. Now first row multiplied by second column you have to perform. Yes or no? Okay, so how it can be performed here? When this innermost condition is false, what happens? Loop condition is false. Immediately it goes to the next upper loop. So from the second loop it entered the third loop. Okay, so immediately control goes to this second loop here. It comes to j plus plus. J value now becomes 1 here. J value becomes 1 here. So 1 less than 2, true. Okay, so 1 less than 2, true. So then it enters inner loop again. It enters the inner loop again. Okay, so what happens here? K value again starts from 0. K is equal to 0. 0 less than 2. Yes. Now see here. C of 0, 1. What is j value now? 1. C of 0, 1. That means this element you are calculating now. You are calculating this element now. Okay, so C of 0, 1 is equal to C of 0, 1. What is the C of 0, 1 value? 0 plus A of ik. Now see here, a of I k. What is I value? 0. K value is 0. A of 0, 0. Okay, that means now this 1. Okay, 1 multiplied by b of kj. What is k value? 0. J value is 1. Okay, so b of kj. Okay, so 0, 1. 0th row, first column. That means this element you are multiplying now. Okay, so this is 4. So 1 into 4. 1 into 4 you have performed. This multiplied by this you did. So 1 into 4 is 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. Now that 4 will be stored here. That 4 will be stored here. Okay, so then again k plus plus k value becomes a 1 here. K value becomes a 1 here. Okay, 1 less than 2. True. So again comes to this calculation part here. C of 0, 1 is equal to the same element we are calculating. C of 0, 1 is equal to C of 0, 1. What is C of 0, 1 now? 4 plus A of ik. Just see here. A of ik. What is I value? 0. What is k value? 1 here. Okay. 0 and 1. That means the second element. Okay. So now I am taking second element of first matrix multiplied by B of kj. What is k value? 1. J value is 1. 1, 1. B of 1, 1. Row 1 and column 1 means this element I am taking here. Okay. So it is 4. So then it multiplies 2, 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. The 12 will be stored in this location. So 12 will be stored in this location. Okay. So what happens? Now here 12 will be stored here. Okay. So that means you have performed a first row multiplied by second column of a second matrix. Okay. So 1 into 4 plus 2 into 4 you did. This is what the calculation you did. Okay. So then again control goes to k plus plus. K value becomes again 2. 2 less than 2 false. Then immediately again goes to next upper loop. Okay. So j plus plus. J value now becomes 2 here. J value becomes 2 here. Okay. So 2 less than 2 false. Okay. When this is false, again it entered from the first loop. So control immediately goes from here. It goes to outer for loop. I plus plus. I value becomes now 1. Okay. Now see here. When I value is 0, that means you are calculating 0th row of resultant matrix, third matrix. Okay. When I value is 1, that means now you are going to calculate the first row of this one. Okay. Clear? Understood? So the same type of calculation repeats for the second row of a resultant matrix in the same manner. Okay. So like this, these three for loops together calculates the resultant matrix. This is how we generate a resultant matrix, product matrix in the multiplication of a two matrices program. Clear? Okay. Now this is the code. Only thing is you need to remember this line C of ij, this one C of ij is equal to C of ij plus A of ik into B of kj. Okay, when you have 3 I, j, k here, you should remember that we require 3 for loops here. This if you can remember, then you can generate this reading elements into the first matrix, reading element in the second matrix, you know already. Okay. Now after reading first and second matrices elements, then you have to first check actually here whether multiplication is possible or not. Okay. So how to check here? If check whether multiplication is possible or not. Okay. So how to check? Rows of second matrix. Okay. If rows of second matrix not equals to columns of a first matrix, then you say that multiplication is not possible. Okay. So just you print a message here, printf multiplication is not possible. Multiplication is not possible. Okay. So then immediately you come out from the program. To come out from the program, we have a function called exit. We have a function called as exit 0. Okay. So then close this program, this loop here. immediately from this point it comes out. It won't go for this multiplication of matrices. If this is false, R2 not equal to C1. If this is false, that means R2 is equal to C1, then it comes here. Then it performs multiplication of two matrices by using this code here. Okay. So once you have performed multiplication of two matrices, then you have to print the resultant matrix here. Yes or no? Okay. So how to print resultant matrix? You know how to print a matrix? Just print here, printf the resultant matrix is okay. So you know the code for printing a matrix. Okay, so for I is equals to 0, then I should be less than. Now see here, for example, if I have the first matrix of size R1, order of first matrix is R1 C1. Okay, then this should be actually okay. Then second matrix rows and C2. Okay, first matrix order is R1 C1 and second matrix order is R2 C2. Okay, so we have to compare this first. If C1 is equal to R2, then only we should do multiplication. Okay, so here instead of writing C2 R2, what I do is I write this. That means columns of a first matrix. No, C1 if is not equals to R2. Rows of a second matrix, then multiplication is not possible, we can say. Okay, anyway, you can write R2 not equal to C1 or C1 not equals to R2. Okay, so in both ways you can write. Now, if R1 C1 is the order of first matrix and R2 C2 is the order of second matrix, then what is the order of the resultant matrix here? What is the order of the resultant matrix here? The order of the resultant matrix is this one. This is the order of the resultant matrix. Okay. So that means the resultant matrix will have rows of R1 and columns of C2. Okay. So this you should remember, because to write the code here, you should remember the resultant matrix order should be R1 by C2. R1 by C2. Okay. Right. So that's why here if you print the resultant matrix, what should be I? I value should be less than R1. I value should be less than R1. Then you say I plus plus. Okay. So for printing the matrix, we required a block here. So inside this, again, use another loop for keeping track of columns. For j is equal to 0, then j less than number of columns. Resultant matrix number of columns is C2. J less than C2, then say j plus plus. Okay, so here you print the element here. So say printf %d. So here we use 4d field width. Okay, so then what is the name of resultant matrix? C of I j. C of ij will say here. Okay, so after printing each row, then you make the control to go to the next line by printing a new line here. Say printf new line. Then control goes to the next line, so that you can see the resultant elements printed in the matrix form. That's it. Okay, so then say return 0. Return 0. Then close the main loop, main function here. Close the main function here. That's it. Okay, so this is the code for multiplication of two matrices. Okay, so only this code, if you remember this code, then remaining code you can generate. If you practice, you can generate easily without seeing a notebook. Clear? Okay, so let me show the execution of this. We'll go to code blocks. So I copy this. I paste here. Okay. Then let me copy this here. Then I'm reading second matrix elements. Then I'm checking here possible or not. Okay. So then we'll copy code for a multiplication of two matrices. Okay. So this is the code for multiplication of two matrices. So then let me print the matrix here. Okay, so this is the code for printing the matrix, and finally close the main function. Okay, so I'm saving the program. So I say matrix multiplication. Okay, so matrix multi I say .c program. Okay, now this is the code for multiplication of two matrices. Okay, now just go through the code here. Just observe here. So I have declared three two-dimensional arrays. Okay, A of 5 5, B of 5 5, and C of 5 5. I initialize it to 0 here. That means all elements will be initialized to 0 here. Then I declared other variables like R1 C1, which is order of first matrix. R2 C2 is order of second matrix, and I require three for loops. For that, loop control variables I, J, K I required. Okay, so first I am asking the user to enter rows and columns of first matrix, and that I have stored in R1 C1. Then I entered elements of the first matrix here. Okay, then I'm asking the user to enter rows and columns of a second matrix. I'm catching them in R2 C2. Then read elements for a second matrix. Okay, so then you check whether multiplication is possible or not. Okay, so how to check? Columns of first matrix must be equal to rows of a second matrix. Okay, if they are not equal, you can say multiplication not possible. Otherwise, do the multiplication. So using three for loops, I am performing multiplication here. Okay, so what is the code for multiplication? C of ij is equal to C of ij plus A of ik into B of kj. Okay, then print the resultant matrix. Okay, so this is the code. Just build the code here. Okay, if there are no errors, zero errors. Okay, so zero errors, then we run the program. Okay, so just see here. Now it is asking enter rows and columns of first matrix. Okay, so I'll take the same two rows and two columns. Then enter four elements of first matrix 1, 2, and 1, 2. See here, two-dimensional array elements also you can enter in a row, but internally it will be stored in the form of a matrix I told. Okay, so enter rows and columns of second matrix. Same 2 by 2 I take. Okay, so four elements 3, 4. Okay, so then 3, 4. Even you can enter in matrix form if you want. Now see here the resultant matrix is 1, 2 multiplied by 3, 3, 1, 2 multiplied by 4, 4. So 9, 9, 12, 12 I got. 9, 9 and 12, 12 I got. Okay, now multiplication not possible. Okay, so that case we'll check here. I run the code again. Enter rows and columns of first matrix. 2 by 2 matrix I am entering here. Okay. So 4 elements. Okay. So 1, 2, then 1, 2 I am entering. Then enter rows and columns of a second matrix. Okay. So this time I enter a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay. So 6 elements. Say for example, all ones I am entering here. Okay. So first matrix is 2 by 2. Second matrix is 3 by 2. Is it possible? Now see, we will see there. Multiplication is not possible. Okay, because columns of first matrix are not equal to rows of a second matrix. So that's why it is not doing any multiplication. Directly it is printing multiplication is not possible. Okay, so this is how you can write a program for performing multiplication of two matrices. Okay, then another important application of two-dimensional array is transpose of a matrix. Transpose of a matrix. Okay, so if you have a matrix, I'll take an example for this. How transpose of matrix is calculated mathematically, you know this. Okay, so for example, if I have a two-dimensional a matrix like this, what I do is I take 3 by 2 matrix here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I have a matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is its order? 3 by 2. Okay, so then A transpose how I can get A transpose matrix? Okay, so that means rows columns will be interchanged. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3. Now column wise it is there. Now it will be written as row wise 1, 3, 5, and this will become 2, 4, 6. Okay, so what is the order of this transposed matrix? 2 by 3. Okay, so here each row will become a column here. Each row will become a column here. Okay, so 5, 6 become a column here. Clear? Okay. 1 second.